The New England Patriots' Super Bowl hopes were crushed after their loss to the Buffalo Bills in the wild card round, 47-17. There's not much that can really be said in favor of the New England Patriots. They just did not execute on any level of the game. And I think it shows you just how young of a team this is. That doesn't mean that they don't have potential. That doesn't mean that they don't have potentially superstars on their team. But it shows you how young they are. And I think this is something that does happen to young teams the first time they make the playoffs. And, I don't want to get into whether the moment was too big or what have you for Mac Jones. Mac Jones is going to be fine. We'll talk about him in just a second. But you got to also factor in the fact that they were in Buffalo. They were in the first home playoff game that Buffalo's had in a very long time with fans, with a full crowd of Bills Mafia just going insane and putting themselves through burning tables in the freezing cold of Buffalo. So it was a very unusual atmosphere, to say the least. But I think this loss specifically is not going to hurt them in the long run. It just kind of is indicative of them in their first year really together, because you had all the big free agent signings: Hunter Henry, Jonnu Smith, Matt Judon, who was probably the best signing they had in the entire offseason, and then a plethora of others. Patriots went out last year and spent more money than anyone in the NFL, more money than Bill Belichick's really ever spent in an offseason in his entire career, which is saying something because he's been around for like 25 years. But you draft Mac Jones with the intention of, okay, maybe not make the playoffs right out of the bat, but maybe let's show some potential. And they did that. They showed a lot of potential. A 7-game winning streak in the middle of the season. At one point, they were the hottest and arguably the best team in football. And really, there was very little you could do to argue against it. They had the best head coach in football. They had a guy in Mac Jones who was playing very efficiently at the time. The running game with their three-headed monster at running back was doing great. And there was very little wrong they could do. And then as that season came to a close, we kind of saw cracks in that. Mac Jones didn't really have a good game over the last 4 games, I believe, other than Jacksonville, where Jacksonville stinks, so that doesn't matter. But, I think that is less to do with, is Mac Jones ready for the moment? It's more to do with the fact that it's just a young roster just starting to gel together. Mac Jones is going to get better. This team overall is going to get better. And I think in their second year, the New England Patriots this year have laid their claim and said, hey, we're not going anywhere at all. We're here. We're the Patriots. Bill Belichick says, I'm still here, which is something that a lot of people were looking for Bill Belichick to do following Tom Brady leaving and then winning a Super Bowl in Tampa Bay. How is Bill Belichick going to respond, especially after the 7-9 year last year? Well, this year he comes back, makes the playoffs, gets crushed in his worst playoff defeat ever. But in doing so, he proved that he can do something without Tom Brady, and he can build something without Tom Brady. Like, what the New England Patriots are building right now is a team that's going to compete. Like the Patriots in 2022, in 2023, they're going to be able to compete with Mac Jones. And I've said it. I said a long time ago that I was not a huge fan of Mac Jones when he was coming out of college. I had problems with him throughout the draft process, and what I saw as potential problems, they're all gone. I was wrong. 100% wrong about Mac Jones. He is the real deal, and he is in the perfect place to use his skill set and to amplify his what he does well and minimize what he doesn't do as well. And this is the perfect situation, and he is the perfect guy because he's willing to do whatever it takes to win, and that is the Patriot way that has been talked about in that locker room for such a long time. So as far as what's next for the Patriots, it is going back to the drawing board, and really figuring out, okay, what didn't go so well this season? A lot of young players. How can we make them better? And it's on those young players also to go out there, get better, and execute. And I don't think they'll have a problem doing it. Like, this is a team that is going to be scary because they can play defense, they can run the ball, and if Mac Jones gets just a little bit better than he was this season, watch out. Thanks for watching this video from Real Take Sports Talk. Remember to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released. Also, remember to check out our live show every single Thursday at 8 p.m. right here on the YouTube channel. And remember, keep it real.